right, we got another race here at Lime Rock Park. This is the GP layout that we usually run. And so we're going down the front straight here. We'll do the quick recon of the lap here. It's turn one, turn two complex. You want to keep it to the inside white curb, out a little bit, back towards the inside white curb. Let it run all the way out as much as it needs to. Stay wide on entry here, all the way in towards the center of that white curb there. We missed it a little bit. Same thing on this side. The car will run all the way out to that back edge. Here we want to brake right about now and then downshift twice. Hang the right, get back on throttle early, come back through this little complex. Getting back on the throttle early is really key because you get to carry that speed all the way down this long straightaway as you come up through the gears. Getting the car turned through there, you got to kind of get it to rotate a little bit by coming out of the throttle quickly and by getting on the brake. Getting this car to turn here is what I struggle with the most. Um, Here I was slamming on the brakes because I didn't want to take a time on this lap. I wanted to start from the back. So we're starting 17th out of 17 cars. All right, here we go for the start of the race. Let's do this from the TV camera. It's a 25 lap race. Coming into the chicane here, and we get into it with another car. So let's back that up and see what happened there. So we'll go from the chase view here. So we're coming in side by side, sort of 2x2 into here, and the 12 car sort of goes. I thought he knew I was there, and I thought we're going to go through here 2x2. I was assuming, like the car's up here going 2x2. But it seems like maybe he didn't know I was there or wasn't really thinking. But you see, he doesn't quite turn enough here and just sort of straight lines it for that next curb there. So what happens is, as he straight lines it, I'm still trying to make it on the racetrack, and we hit each other there, going for the same piece of real estate. Um, I don't know. First lap, I just thought most people know, you got a car next to you going through side by side. Maybe he thought I was going to lift more and try to fit in behind him, which it's not really a possibility if he was paying attention because there's a car right on his butt. I can't really squeeze in right behind him, at least not easily. Um, so maybe he just didn't know I was there. I don't know. Should be able to see with the mirrors, but oh well. Um, let's back up. It's, let's do this from the cockpit view as we're coming here. Pretty good launch. Playing with the throttle, just kind of lifting, being careful. There's cars all around, so you got to kind of leave room and be aware. So I only knew he wasn't gonna leave us any room at the last second, so really wasn't a lot I could do. I got back on the throttle. I didn't say anything because I didn't even know who to talk to, what his name was, and there's a lot of stuff going on, so it's easy for the wrong person to think you're talking to them, and just not really helpful. So let's switch back to the TV camera view. So that was unfortunate. Um, Doesn't look like we got too much damage there visually. The car seemed to slide a little bit, like right through here, I think, on this lap. Slid about out wide, yeah. So I thought, like, man, this thing's not turned to the right. I'm gonna have to bring it into the pits. But then throughout the rest of the lap, it kind of seemed okay. The car in front of me didn't make the chicane there and straight lined it around the outside, and then kind of kept my blind up in my blind spot there. But that all worked out. He is quick. This is Simon. Uh, Coming in side by side, I like to leave quite a lot of room on entry there and just take a very different line through there, not knowing how far they're going to drift out. I ran off the track a little bit. I feel like if you take too close of a line next to him on the outside, um, often the other car panics or slides out a little bit on braking, and then it collects you both. Getting a good draft here. He kind of weaves a little bit. And then we got some guys spinning out in front of us, so makes it extra fun. I got to kind of back out because there was no place for me to take advantage of that. I got a little bit of run there. We took different lines coming out of that through that complex here. So he's a little bit too far to the right here, and so I'm more where you kind of want to be, more where the rubber is on the racing line of the track. And so because of this, when we come here, I'm able to get farther left over here, take a better entry into the turn. He's kind of missed his apex completely. He's like a full car width off of the apex there, and now he can't get on the throttle completely like he wants to because he's going to run wide. And so I'm fully on the throttle. I got to back out a little bit, not to run in the back of him, dive back to the inside. And that's how I got that run. Basically, he was out of position on an entry, which caused him to miss the apex. Help us get that run and get that position back. And then right here. So what happened here was, uh, so normally I do two downshifts coming through here, right on the brakes, downshift twice. I only got one shift in. I couldn't get it down into second gear. So I got to leave it in third. I couldn't get it in second. It won't shift when you're on the throttle. So now I'm stuck in third gear going up this hill instead of being in second and then being able to shift. So and there's another car behind us. So I missed, I can't, I'm in third, pulling a tall gear. So Simon's able to come back by. And then this other car is, 15 car is trying to look. Somehow we're able to hold him off as we get back up to speed from having not had second. There's the start finish line. We are now on lap 5. We got a draft, took the inside and then ran wide under braking, but kept it on the track. 15 car dives it up the inside. Very well done. We sort of stuff it on the inside of the next turn, lost it a little bit. Hang on. He makes basically the same mistake that Simon made on the previous lap, and so, or basically, his entry is compromised because of he's too far to this side, to the right over here, and we have a more optimal line going in here. So this compromises him on the exit of that turn, and so that's what we're seeing here. Got to lift a little bit when he crosses over our line, and then back on it. So now the chase is on, trying to get back into the draft of the car in front of us. Hopefully, drive well enough to pull away from the car behind us so he's not in our draft. I screwed up my entry a little bit again there. Yep, running wide. This purple car runs a more inside line, but we're able to battle back. You see again, I got through that turn better. He ran wide, and that cost him on exit. Now he's drifting farther and farther back. I feel like I'm running through that chicane with a little more confidence, a little more speed, getting on the throttle earlier, getting on the braking a little later, getting into it at the beginning of it. And just a little more practice and playing with it, set up a tiny bit. We're on lap 7 here. Let's go ahead and jump ahead a little bit, bouncing on those curbs, run a little bit wide. Jump ahead to lap 8. Again, we ran a bit wide. Let's jump ahead a little bit more here. Let's see, we're on lap 8. Let's jump ahead to the next incident and see what that is. '13 car loses it. Lost under braking into 2. Collected somebody else. Oof, on the straightaway. That was not great. There's a wide mix of skill in this race, looks like. Let's get back through. So we're on lap 10 here. We're still running behind Simon. And let's see who we have behind us. There's nobody behind us right now, really. Let's go ahead and skip forward a little bit. So we're on lap 11, 12, 13, lap 14. Kind of not running near anybody. Skip ahead. Oh, okay. Oh, something happened. Okay. Let's go back a lap. Sorry about that. Sorry. Okay, lap 14. Let's see what happens here. So at this point, looks like Simon was there behind us. I think he got spun out or collected in somebody else's mess at the hairpin. Oh, nope. There's Simon right there. He got collected in somebody's mess at the hairpin. Let's see what happened here. So, um, Let's see. So a car spun in before him. He comes in here, sees this guy spinning back onto the track. Can't avoid him. They touch. Throws him into a spin. 17 comes rolling through, trying to avoid all this. And then here we come, uh, rolling through, rolling around all this. So that's kind of unfortunate for him. Um, so we were running seventh, but that's going to give us sixth right here, I think, at the line. Um, yeah, that gave us sixth because he got caught in all that other mess. I feel like he's a little bit quicker than us. Simon, the yellow and blue car, uh, blue on top there with yellow inside. Um, but now he's got perhaps a tiny bit of damage, like we do, and uh, either lap car or damage car in between us. Sounded like that 13 car spun again back there. That was that crunch sound. So we're now running lap 16. At this point, I'm feeling like the front tires are starting to give up. The front is sliding instead of gripping where I want it to grip. Oh, some more carnage. So this car in front of me is lap car. I'm playing with the throttle because I don't want to get on throttle too early because then it's going to push, the front's going to push out wide towards the exit of the turn. You see the hand speed there of turning quickly back to the right. I think a lot of people are a little too slow with the hands, and that is what affects their not being able to get a good run out of there. Feels like we're kind of a steady state right now. Let's see how far back that next car is behind us. We got a little bit of traffic on the straightaway behind us there. Simon's catching us a bit in that three car. Um, let's ride along with him, see how that goes. Sounds like he's a lot smoother on and off the throttle there. Very smooth. Mm, hitting those curbs pretty hard. It sounds like he doesn't brake coming onto the front straightaway. He just lifts a bit on the throttle and gets back on it. But we got a car coming out of the pits in between me and him. I felt like this car coming out of the pits was particularly racy. Um, you might have fresh tires. You just be quite aggressive. But you got lead lap cars that are battling for position, and uh, he's got to be a lap down. Oh, and then Simon lost it there. Let's jump on board with another car. This is Paul who's chasing us here. This is also for position. Paul's running in seventh. We're running in sixth right in front of him. Just saying something to Simon there. Sorry to see him wreck. Wasn't sure what happened, but I knew he was closing me down, and there was enough laps to go that he was probably going to catch me. It sucks when you're having a good run and things don't go well. Maybe it wasn't his fault. I wasn't sure. We were kind of near each other the whole race, so I was paying attention to where he was at. I still got the lap car. I'm in the car in front of the one we're riding on with right now. Still got the lap car in front of me, but he's going about the same pace as me, so not really slowing me down at all. You're riding on board with our car here, trying to stay on the inside curb, get back on the throttle. What's changed is the front tires aren't gripping as much, so I got to lift more, brake more to be able to get the car to the inside curb, and then also wait a little longer before getting completely back into the throttle because the front's just not sticking. And I straight lined it through here. So what happened was uh, I looked in my mirror, and as I knew Paul was behind me and he was approaching quickly, and so I was checking my mirrors to see how close and see if he's going to dive up the inside or stay right behind me. And while doing that, I missed my braking marker. I was looking in the mirror when I needed to be looking to see where my braking marker was to hit it. So when I looked back forward, when I looked down from my rearview mirror, I wasn't sure where my braking marker was. I think I just passed it. So then I jumped on the brakes hard, and that locked it up. So that's what's going on right here. So normally hit the brakes right about that point here, but I was distracted. Um, so I do hit the brakes about the right point, but let's look and see how hard I get into them. 95%, 95, 98%. And so now my front tires are locked down sliding. So I hit them at the right point. I just hit them too hard. That was part of the panic of like, oh crap, did I miss my marker? Uh, so now I just go between those cones and I'm off track over here. But now I'm going to get a time penalty. And so it only gave me like 8/10 of a second uh, of time I had to pay back. And so uh, as we go through a couple turns, it counted this as giving back like 2/10. So now I have 6/10 to pay back. And coming through here, now I have like 4/10 to pay back. But I was thinking about it like, you know what? That's not good. Like I made a mistake and maintained the position because of that mistake. Let me just let Paul buy because that's the sportsman thing to do. Like I shouldn't be able to maintain position going off track. So that's why I went ahead and gave back even more time just to let him buy because I thought that was the fair thing. And I'm hoping to pass him back anyway. Trying probably a little too hard. This is, we're about to start lap 24. Yeah, this is the beginning of lap 24 of 25 laps. So we got basically 2 laps here. So we're running 6th now. I guess somebody else had dropped out. And that's how we finish. So let's see. Let's look at our lap time, see how consistent we were or weren't. Um, Best lap was 1 minute .075. That was definitely better than a race yesterday. And looks like the average is probably 103-ish. There's a bunch of 102s, 101. 101 was second to last lap. Uh, I mean, 1 minute flat with 0.11191 seconds. Uh, so definitely a bit quicker. Uh, see if we got some action to look at here. Uh, let's go through the chaos real quick. All right, here's the wrecking. Here's me and Mark Altman here wrecking. I don't know. Not sure what I could have done better there. I guess I could have. I don't know. I should have given more room, I think. But oof, wide. That's not going to be good. Oof. Looks like Mark got into the back of him and then dove it in the pits. Mm. He lost it, overcorrected. Lost it, caught it, and overcorrected. Got tires on the grass on the exit. Going into turn one. Going into turn one again. Overcorrected. Lost it and overcorrected. Oof. He's got to get out the way. What's he planning on doing? Oh, spin it around. Okay, then back up. This looks dangerous. Wow, they didn't cause another wreck. I'm so surprised. Oh, got on the grass, overcorrected. On the grass. No problem there. Oof, this looks really dangerous. And he also didn't die with that.
I'll let you throw in that after he does.
Lost it, caught it, lost it again. That often happens. You lose it, you might catch it. You got to be real gentle then. It's real easy to lose it a second time. He was not being predictable. He could have just stayed in his what he was doing, and that would have been fine. I don't know. This guy's wrecked somehow. That was turn one. Anyway, you get the idea. Thanks for watching.